Hey guys, Zer here, and today I'm playing Beyond Shadowgate for the PC. This is the official sequel to Shadowgate, created by Zoojoy, which includes team members that created the original game. They started a campaign on Kickstarter for this game in February of 2023, and it reached its goal in just 4 hours. Now, I wasn't a part of those first 4 hours, but I did become a backer once I found out they were doing this. I've become a big fan of the MacVenture style of games, and I've played all the others they've made on my channel, including both the NES port of Shadowgate and the 2014 remake. I've also played some free fan-made MacVenture style games like Infested and Spectacle, both of which were created by Graph Metal. So when I saw that Graph Metal teamed up with Zoojoy to create this game, I was instantly sold. So just a few points I want to go over before I start the game. First is that this is probably going to be a long LP. For each part, they'll most likely average around 40 to 45 minutes, and it'll take me multiple recording sessions. How Long to Beat says that it will take a good 9 hours to complete, but I don't know how thorough of a playthrough that is. When it comes to these games, I'm a player that likes to read everything. I want to see all the flavor text, find the bits of humor, and come across every death scene. Because of that, I expect it to take longer than 9 hours for me. The original Shadowgate had around 40 rooms. This one has 180 plus. It could be around 250 from what I've read, but I don't know for sure. The point is that there's a lot to see in this game. And by that same logic, there's a lot to potentially miss. I can basically 100% guarantee that I'm going to miss some items, clickables, death scenes, and get stuck on some puzzles. And I'm sure I'm also going to mispronounce some words, especially the names of locations and characters. Sorry. But I'm going to do my best to find as much as I can and show every death scene that I can think of. There's supposedly 180 plus of them. I'll be taking notes to help keep track of things, and I'll do some video editing when I need to. So if you're watching this right now, that means that the LP is finished. So even if I get stuck on something, just know that I do eventually figure it out. It just might take me a few parts before I do. And finally, please don't post any spoilers in the comments for things that I haven't shown or solved yet. I'm sure some people will have already played or watched this game by now, but for others like myself, this will be their first experience with it. So if it's something that's already happened or been solved, that's fine. Just don't spoil future stuff. With all that said, let's go ahead and read the opening. "35 years have passed since Jer defeated the Warlock Lord in the caverns beneath the living castle, Shadowgate. For many summers, the land of Kaltorlin prospered, and the events of Shadowgate began slipping from memory. But evil is stirring, scheming to bring the world to ruin. Gwenenthel, the shining jewel of Kaltorlin, has lost its king. Unrest and civil war have swept peace from the land. Amid the madness, a poor fendling has been cast into a dreary dungeon at the mercy of murderous prison guards. But this is just the beginning of a journey that will push him to the edge of destruction and beyond." Alright, let's go ahead and finally get this game started proper. You are a carefree fendling named Del Thornburrow, who has the knack for accidentally acquiring things. You have been accused, unjustly in your mind, of stealing a small trinket from the hand of the Duchess of Treyhelm. The Duke didn't seem to understand that you were merely safekeeping the bauble for the Duchess against the riffraff and lowlifes that are commonly found in the capital city of Gwenenthel. Unceremoniously dumped in this dark cell, you wonder your fate and at the horrible luck that deprived you of a fair trial. Hoarse from shouting and bored beyond the limits of even the most tolerant fendling, you realize you might as well focus on escaping. Now, much like all the other games, very similar UI with a couple of modern additions. You have your move, take, open, hit, look, use, close, speak, as well as actions for yourself. You have your pages for your goods, your items. You have a couple to start with. We have a page for spells as well. And then we have these on the side here to kind of make use of this empty space. If you hold tab, you can see the hotkeys for the different actions, which actually will be pretty useful, I think. Look will probably be the most common thing I'll need to use. And on the right here, if you hold space, you can actually see where we are, Castle Dungeon, Chapter 1, as well as a little mini-map, and I guess maybe the percentage of the map being revealed. So that's kind of cool. That's a nice modern addition. We have the config here. We can save at any time. Progress saved, and then this is to quit back to the menu. Now, I said we're going to get started proper, but before we do, this game did come with 3 digital comics, and I did read all of them before starting this. The first one was basically just a recap of the original Shadowgate game, Jer's story, him defeating the Warlock and all that. Not much text in that one, really just kind of a lot more art for that, but it goes through the main parts of the game. So that's kind of cool, kind of like a nice refresher. And then there were 2 other ones, one of which is the events leading right up to this point, where it focuses on Del, and long story short, he's a Fenling, he's a thief, and he runs into this dark wizard who basically asks him to steal this ruby from the Duchess, and you essentially agree to it. He ends up marking Del with something, and he tells him that this is so that I can keep an eye on you and make sure your progress is going well, as well as so that he can't stray from his path. So he's like, alright, fine. So he agrees to go do it. He's going to give him a bunch of money for it. He ends up coming across this red-haired woman who actually turns out to be the descendant of Lakmir, the wizard from the first game. And she actually has Yorick, the skull, with her, as well as the soul orb. And they end up talking and kind of trying to figure out, what's going on. And she ends up telling Del that she's noticed that magic has been retreating, basically back towards Shadowgate, the castle. Ever since the events with the behemoth and everything, magic seems to be like slowly pulling away, which most people aren't noticing. So she's trying to figure out what's going on with that. Meanwhile, they also notice your mark, which she recognizes. Ooh, that's from a dark wizard, and that's evil. So like that's not good. And the whole time Yorick is just kind of like oh, that's no good, buddy. And so you end up going separate ways, and you end up reaching to the castle. You go, you get the ruby, you steal it, but the guards see you, you're escaping, you turn down an alleyway, and you get caught at like a dead end. And so that's why you get thrown in this cell here, and that's where the actual events of this game take place. The other one focuses on the red-haired woman. I'll maybe talk about that more a little bit later. It gives a little bit more of her backstory, but we may run into her at some point. I imagine we will. But for now, let's just go ahead and actually start playing the game proper. So let's take a look at ourself first. Thou art truly a handsome Fenling. A small piece of flint, the kind that's used to start fires. A farthing. 1 piece of Fenling currency. They didn't even think it was worth taking from you when they threw you in jail. This dark and damp cell confirms your belief that this is the most inhospitable dungeon in which you've been incarcerated. Judging by the scrape marks, you guess that this bench is not bolted to the floor. Looking the dry straw over, you decide against lying down upon it. This straw is fit for nothing less than kindling for a bonfire. This dark and damp cell... Oh, it's the same thing. The sturdy door looks to be a formidable barrier. You should know because you kicked at it for a good 5 minutes after they threw you in here. These are sturdy iron chains designed to hold the strongest human in place without fail. Luckily, they were not designed to hold Fenlings, and you easily escaped moments after being locked up. And you think they would have thought about that. How about we hit ourselves? Ouch! That smarts! Use yourself. What you expected did not happen. Talk to yourself. Hi, me. How are you doing? You say to yourself. You say to yourself. I'm conversing with myself, and I've lost my mind. And you? You don't reply. There's always funny text about speaking to yourself. I'm glad they did that. I expect a lot of the same humor to be present in this game. Let's just try opening the door. The hulking figure of the guard approaches the door. Quiet if you know what's best, else I'll come in there and teach ye some manners. A maniacal cackle follows the proclamation, lending credence to his threat. What if I hit the door? Nope. Still just tells me to be quiet. So, can we... Cannot be taken. Oh. You failed to take it. Can we open this? You cannot open that. Let's try using... Can we use the flint on this? Oh, will this be like an instant death here? Just like I get stuck in fire. Use this in this? Yep. With great expertise, you strike the flint against the straw, creating a small shower of sparks. Despite your effort, none take hold and a flame does not yet appear. Oh. Interesting. Do it again. You strike the flint, creating another shower of sparks that land upon the straw. You jump with glee as the straw slowly starts to burn. Boy, might as well just keep doing it. Smelling the smoke, the guard comes rushing to the cell. You hear keys jangling as he releases the lock and pulls the door open. Oh, hi! Let me give you a hand! Surprisingly quick for such a heavy man, the jailer rushes forward and grabs you by the neck. You'll not be playing any more of your silly games, says the jailer as he begins to choke you. As his hands tighten and the world begins to fade, you wonder if the guy knows he has bad breath. Game over. With your demise, the land of Kalturlin fell to ruin. Oh, I like how the skull's actually animated. Alright, I figured as much. Chalk up the first death right there. Okay, so I thought that maybe we'd just use that as a distraction, but I wonder if we would have to somehow do something different, because besides using the flint, I don't think... Well, you know, I say that. I don't know. Can I, like, toss the coin in there? If I can't take or move... I guess let's just speak outside. Nope, I thought maybe I could, like, I don't know, trick him or something like that. Okay, so that didn't give me any time to react. Can I look more closely at the lock itself? No. I'm gonna feel pretty silly if I don't figure out how to get out of this first room. Can I, like, take the chain and, like... No, I cannot take and move that. I'm gonna say this can probably be moved. I need to, like... Yeah, okay. Move is specifically for, like, moving on the map. You'll have to, like, use, I guess, to move stuff. Because it did mention this looked like it had been moved before. So, grunting with some effort, you push the heavy bench across the cell until it rests against the front of the door. I guess when he comes through now, he'll trip and fall. That's going to be my guess. The bench now sits in front of the door. Despite its new location, the view from the bench has not improved. Yeah, but now... he's going to come in and face plant, and I'm going to steal his keys and get out of here. Smelling the smoke, the guard comes rushing to the cell. You hear keys jangling as he reaches and pulls the door open. Ah! In his haste to rip your head from your shoulders, he fails to notice the bench. You can't help but smile at the astonished look on his face before he takes a rather ungraceful dive. And drops his key ring in the process. Nice feat. The unconscious form of the jailer lays sprawled on the floor in front of you. He'll probably feel that one in the morning, you exclaim proudly. Dude, we get a look at his feet for free. We didn't have to pay for it. These must be the keys for the cell doors. They appear well worn. Don't mind if I do. You pick up the jailer's keys. Oh, the flint is gone now. A ring of keys for the dungeon cells. They should prove useful for escaping. Don't mind if I do. I love that it still has the transition to the rooms. Also, we were in Dell's cell. I do like that this one, much like Graph Metal's other ones, it has names for the different rooms and screens you're on. This is going to be good for note-taking, just for me at least personally, because it's going to help me keep track of things. So we're in a desolate hall now. I won't necessarily always read out the room names, but they are there at least. You lithely jump over the bench as you exit the cell. Realizing you're still in a dungeon, you stifle your excitement and keep your eyes open for danger. Knowing that the door to your cell is still open, you wonder if that guard could still be a threat. 100% can, so we're gonna leave it open. Yep, there it is. With the speed that belies his massive size, the jailer lurches out of the cell and grabs you, his giant hands lifting your body high into the air. You'll pay for ye trickery. I guess, is he like a pirate? You'll pay for ye trickery, arr! He bellows as he slams your head against the wall and drops you to the ground. You feel your body lifted into the air for a second time as you mercifully pass out into oblivion. Dude, violent. The adventure continues. Oh, the adventure continues, but not for you. Arr, 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 arr. Alright, so I should probably close door. You quickly close the cell door and smile as you hear the lock slide into place. That takes care of that brute, you think? An ethereal creature appears before you. It speaks. Tee! Tee! Look at you, Dell. What an interesting thing you are. I foresaw you rotting in that cell forever. And yet, here you are, defying your fate. This could be such fun. I believe our journeys follow a similar path. So I will join you for now. Much danger lies ahead, and I will give you advice, should it please me. Adventure awaits, and I find this dungeon quite tiresome. So let's go. Hey, listen, the Wisp has joined you. The Wisp has joined you. Hey, listen, nice Zelda reference. Can I look at it? Stay out of sight of the guards. Follow their patrol, remain far behind. If I talk to you. Oh, talking and looking is the same. What if I hit ya? Oh, it doesn't seem to care. Any action might just... Can I use ya? Can I close ya? Can I take ya? You're already in my inventory. What if I look at the door? As you close the door behind you, it locked. Judging by the thickness of the door, you doubt even the jailer could break free. No, I don't know about that. It did not open. You look at the keys and decide against unlocking the door. You've seen enough of that cell to last a lifetime. Alright. The bleak dungeon corridor reminds you that you are still in danger. Even standing on your toes, you can't see out the window. You hear the sound of movement echoing in the distance. Now let's take a look at the map here. Okay, 11%. Alright, so 5 or 6% per room. I wonder if solving things increases the percentage or if it's purely a map thing. We'll have to see. Oh, hello. A hulking beast, a Minotaur by the look of the horns, patrols the hallway mere feet in front of you. Excuse me, sir. Do you know the way to San Jose? Oh, I'm sorry. With a look of pure hatred, the Minotaur hefts his axe and emits a snarl, filled with rage. The glint of the blade flashes before your eyes as he neatly separates your head from your shoulders. Well, that was quick. He didn't mince words. He was just like, oh. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. I do like that it just like instantly loads me back here really quickly though, so that's kind of nice. How about hi-ya? Oh, never mind. Okay, hitting him is a bad idea. If you've learned anything from the MacVenture games, hitting a character from behind like that usually doesn't end well. This rusted iron grill. How do you spell the grill? The grille? The grill is secured fasteningly into place. The putrid smell it emits immediately tells you what it's commonly used for. As you investigate the locked cell door, you notice it is strained. Your stomach gives a lurch, hoping the stain is not what you think it is. The wooden boards are too tightly jammed into their brackets to move. You are familiar enough with dungeons to know there is no unlocking this door. As evidence, I guess, by that, or just to show it's technically not an open path. As you investigate, okay, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and use the keys. With a satisfying click, I like the little animation there, the bolt inside the lock releases. The hinges groan as the door slowly opens. Oh, how you doing there, sir? A dried stain on the floor around the skeleton matches that of the odor. You wonder who this person was that suffered such a horrible fate. I guess he shit himself to death. It is a fine leather strap with the crest of Gwenenthal engraved in the diamond-shaped central divot. Don't mind if I do. You remove the remnants of the strap from the skeleton. Oh! Oh, the ominous sound of steps can only be the Minotaur approaching. Oh, that's right. I read in the thing that there are like timed events. You decide stealth is your only chance for survival. As your mind races, your new friend pipes up. Tee! The eyes of the Reaper are upon you. Such fun. You have mere seconds before death takes you. Hide, or you will die. Oh yeah? I don't believe you. I think you're full of it. Oh. Without warning, the hulking figure of the Minotaur appears in front of you, crushing the skeleton under its weight. Before you can utter a sound, an axe tears your body asunder. Mercifully, your death took but a heartbeat. The adventure continues, but not for you. Okay. Sure, let's move. Oh, no, never mind. I just realized that's the only door going back out. Whoops. Oh, I meant to read that text. I'm sure we'll see that a lot. Hide or you'll die? I mean... Oh. It will not open. Ah, shit. Move into there. Move behind the skeleton. Ah, shit. Wait, you say hide? Hide where? There's nowhere to go. You have died. The skies darken, and the world is doomed. And the future refused to change. Can I close the door? Yeah, the door shuts moments before the hideous face of the Minotaur appears beyond the bars. Oh, nice. You can see his eye. He catches the faintest trace of your scent and stands firm just outside the doorway. You hear the hefty thud of the footsteps echo in the distance as the Minotaur gives up and continues his patrol. You survived again. Remember this, Dell. You must act quickly when you sense the Reaper's gaze, or you will surely perish. I like that because that is teaching the player how that mechanic works. So if we see that, we've got a time limit. I think there was something about in the options, maybe is this what it is, where time pressure can be changed from default to infinite? There's something about, in like some original notes or whatever, that you can change it to be like time-based so that it's less stressful. We're just going to leave it on the default, it's fine. Assuming that's what it's talking about. The solid wooden door is closed. The smell of iron and rot assaults your nostrils, and you feel a terrible sensation as you gaze upon a rotting corpse. Okay, I'm just going to assume that that was purely just for us to learn that and to get this. Which, actually, what is this? Leather strap. A fancy leather strap from a fancy outfit. It is sturdy and with a small divot. How does this look? Okay. Wow, 23% already. Sure we can't open this? The wooden board, too tightly. You're familiar to know. Try. Ouch! That smarts. I wonder if it auto-saves for rooms or not. I'm gonna save a lot regardless. Oh, it's the Minotaur again. The dark and despairing atmosphere of this hall is punctuated by the occasional moaning of some unfortunate soul. You quickly duck down as you see the frame of the Minotaur moving in the hall. Luckily, he was lumbering away from you when you caught sight of him. These strong wooden boards, oh wait, it's different. These strong wooden boards are used for barring the door. Judging by their size, you quickly realize there's no getting in or out of this cell. This locked cell door is strongly built, ensuring that those imprisoned within will not get out. I'm going to assume it's the same flavor text every time, but let's just see if I... pure hatred, snarled with rage, head from your shoulders. You failed in your quest. All that you loved will perish with you. Just to confirm, it's not going to change. See, we're kicked back to cell 1. It's not going to, change for that. Using the jailer's keys, you release the lock holding the door shut. What does it say now? You hear the faint sounds of movement coming from within. The Minotaur continues his patrol, stopping just outside the cell. You hear his breath beyond the door, sending chills through your body. Just for completion's sake, I am going to... Oh, it doesn't even let you save. I'm going to let it get me again. The Minotaur appears before you, axe hoisted overhead. You raise your hands to ward off the blow, only to lose them as his first swing finds bone and muscle. Falling to your knees, you see the prisoner turn his head sorrowfully. A moment later, you feel nothing at all, and the world goes black. Different text. I'm learning that, yes, I do need to see all the different deaths, even if it seems like it's going to be the same as the Minotaur killing me, but the flavor text does change. Because it is a different room, so... close that. The Minotaur continues his patrol. You are safe for now. Peering through the bars, you see no sign of the Minotaur. Yeah, you keep a weary eye on that filthy prisoner, hoping that he won't touch you and give you some disease. Wow. No sympathy for this guy, huh? Sir? Who are you, Fendling? It matters not. I am Edward of the King's Guard, master of the artillery division. Moons ago, we were escorting the king to the southern docks when we were ambushed by assassins. While many soldiers of the guard were killed, a few of us were imprisoned here to rot. The smells of this dungeon are Gwenenthal, which tells me that the friend has turned foe. I know nothing else, but I may be able to help you. Ye have no hope in combat against the Minotaur. No kidding. Perhaps you can use this rope to build a ranged weapon? Find a cradle and a small projectile. What, we got David and Goliath this shit? The prisoner extends his arm weakly, holding out a length of rope. You lean forward and extend your fingers far to grab the rope, trying to keep as far away from the malodorous prisoner as possible. Eldoris. A small length of rope that could be fashioned into a throwing weapon. Good luck, Fenling. I sense ye need it more than me. Yeah? Sense this! Pow! Ouch, that smarts! How about I use my rope on you? Nothing happened. Use the rope on myself. Nothing happened. Oh. Use the... Oh. You're not sure if you should feel mischievous or heroic at the moment. A homemade throwing weapon. With a suitable projectile, you could do some damage. The item does not work because we need something to actually throw. You know I gotta use it against myself. Maybe I'll just like knock myself out. It will not open. I just opened it though. Check the map again. Alright, third time's the charm. Now we're gonna get something. Hey, look. It's a torch. The flames dance softly atop the torch. Aw, it cannot be taken. Disappointed. These manacles were probably used to hold some poor wretch awaiting their execution. For the time being, they are unoccupied. As is usually customary in dungeons, the door is locked. Within the cell, you hear a growl and then a loud thud as something hurls itself against the inside of the door. You now have a good idea of why the door is heavily barred and permanently sealed. Once again, you see the terrifying frame of the Minotaur slowly patrolling the stone hall. You wonder how much longer you can avoid him before he notices you. The thought of a confrontation with the beast makes you uneasy. Yeah, we've already learned firsthand what happens. It's not good for us. This iron grill drains away the refuse of the dungeons. Nope, it's locked. Again, use the keys. With a smile, you gently turn the key in the lock, releasing the mechanism. You cannot do that. I'm clicking too many times. You hear a weak groan coming from inside the cell. The Minotaur continues his patrol, stopping just outside the cell. You hear his breath beyond the door, sending chills through your body. Anyone out there? You receive no reply. The Minotaur appears before you, axe hoisted overhead. You raise your hands to ward off the thing, and he does the same action and chops off your bone and muscle, falling to your knees. You're dead. Okay, that one was the same. With your failure, evil has prevailed. The Minotaur continues his patrol. You are safe for now. The sturdy cell door is shut. The cell contains an unfortunate occupant of this dungeon. By the look of him, you can tell he has been here for some time. Staring at the unfortunate man, you can't help but think about your uncle's cousin's nephew, who was thrown into a dungeon much like this one. He stayed there for 3 days before realizing that the guards didn't lock the door. In this case, however, the sturdy manacle set about his ankle tells a different story. Listen, Fenling, go quickly from here, lest we both be killed. Escape this dungeon. Tell the people that Joshua, the King Council, is unjustly imprisoned. It has been ages since our party was assaulted and the king captured. They intend us to die here, but I refuse. I pried this stone from the wall, but these forsaken manacles cannot be broken. Take it, find a way out, and free us from this pit. The stone sits in the prisoner's palm. He gestures for you to take it. You take the hard circular stone from the prisoner's hand. Didn't mean to do that again. Luck be with you, little one. A chunk of the dungeon wall. It has enough heft to do some damage to someone not wearing a helmet. Loaded sling. Now you've got something useful. Time to find a target. I've got the perfect target. You! Oh. Me! Nothing happened. Oh, that's really disappointing. I mean, this probably wouldn't be enough to kill us. That would look kind of silly, though. Holding the sling, pointing it towards your face as you're ready to fucking unleash it. This cell contains an, nope. I was trying to look at this. The cell contains, it will not matter. Alright, fine, whatever. I know just what I can do with this. Oh! Hey! What's up, bro? Oh, shit! A look of fury paints the beast's face as he takes notice of you. The hulking figure of the Minotaur fills the hall, his axe ready to strike. There's but a moment before he buries the blade in your body. You must act now! Please, sir. Let's be friends! Oh my! A vicious snarl bleeds from the Minotaur's clenched teeth as he begins his swing. Time slows as torchlight flickers off the beast's axe, the weapon moving in a perfect arc towards your abdomen. Just lovely, you think, an instant before the blade cleaves your body in two. With what little life is left, your head tilts up off the floor to see the blade coming down once more, directly towards your skull. The adventure continues, but not for you. I don't know if there's an achievement, I assume there is, tied to deaths. Either maybe finding certain ones, finding them all, dying, let's say, 50 times could be an achievement. I don't know. I don't always look at achievements for games, because they can sometimes spoil you. Or rather, I don't always look at them immediately. Let's go ahead, and I'm assuming everything else is just going to get me killed. We need to use this now on him. Ooh! Oh, it even has little sounds for that, too. As soon as you start twirling the sling, you feel a magical influence take over your body. Death to... Alright. Death to the Philistine! You cry as you release the stone. With a sharp crack, the stone connects with the Minotaur's forehead, toppling him instantly. Elated, you resolve to never admit the shot was sheer luck. Or explain why you randomly called a 7-foot, half-man, half-bull a Philistine. You reach for the axe to finish off the Minotaur. Despite pulling with all your might, you fail to even budge the weapon. You decide to escape quickly before the beast awakens. Oh, because in some of the other ones, you have to, like... Was it the Cyclops or whoever it is? You punch him out because he doesn't expect it because you're quick. And then you have to, like, kill him otherwise he gets back up later, or whichever enemy it was. That only hurt your hand. Go for his nuts. Pow! Right in the balls! You receive no reply. You grab the axe and lift, but it does not move 1 inch. Clearly not a fending weapon, you think. This locked heavy wooden door would take ages to break through. This door is made of nigh indestructible wood from the Torland Forest. It is also locked. Your heart leaps with excitement as you see stairs ascending out of this accursed dungeon. You notice a stairway at the end of the dungeon hallway. Oh. Locked, take ages to break through. Now, I don't know if items will ultimately fall out of our inventory if they're fully used, as well as I don't know if this game has red herring items. The old games had like shit you could pick up that was pointless, but there was always a place you could dump it off. You just had to find out where it was, and then the game will let you toss unnecessary items, but then it would warn you like, no, you might need that for all the key items. I don't know what they'll do with this. With it being a more modern game, they might not do red herring items. We'll see. As well as, I don't know how inventory will work, if it'll just, like, toss it after it's done. We'll find out. Maybe. Empty cell. You notice that a thick layer of dust seems to be resting on everything within this cell. It's obvious that this particular room hasn't been used for a very long time. The grate is bent just enough for you to fit your fingers underneath. Unfortunately, it's too heavy to lift with your hands alone. Now, it says that with your hands alone, but it's a little different, right? It's got a little notch in it. This is one that I'm going to actually mark. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write down the name. And lift grate with something. That's for myself to remember. What if I close the door? Oh no, I'm trapped! It's another wooden door crafted from the wood of the Torland Forest, renowned for its durability. Luckily, this door is unlocked. You hear moans floating through the dungeon halls. Nope. Okay, it's also locked. After fumbling with the keys for an embarrassing amount of time, you're relieved to hear the lock slide open. Oh, the royal cell. A cell fit for a king! The regal bearing of this man is not diminished by his unkempt appearance. The cell stinks just as bad as the others you have visited in your short time here. The opening leads into the dungeon hall. The upper part of a bone is sturdy and broad enough for you to hold with 2 hands. It appears that rats have gnawed the bottom half to a point. These sturdy-looking manacles seem to have been forged with no small amount of skill. The weary prisoner looks up at you. A glimmer of hope fills his eyes. He says, "I know not who thou art, little one, but I have no choice but to trust thee. Know that I am King... Oh, the king! It's the king! King Aronde? Aronde, Lord of Kaltorlin, Warder of the Southern Seas, and still do I live. Listen carefully, my wayward friend. Friends have usurped my castle, imprisoned me and my loyal confidants within this dungeon for reasons unknown. Without the royal seal, the claim to the throne cannot be legitimate, and another ruler may come to occupy my lands. Suddenly, you hear the jailer, whom you gallantly knocked out, thank you very much, start yelling at the top of his lungs. The king looks alarmed, his speech quickening. Take this! He rips the emblem from his sleeve and hands it to you. Nice. Find the barkeeper. He and others I trust will recognize my crest. They will show you the way into my castle. Outside the cell, the jailer continues to bellow. The royal seal is obscured by sorcery. There is a scroll containing the disenchantment spell behind a loose stone in a castle stair. Okay, hold up. I need to take that down as a note. I need like a section for just like notes. Let me do it like this. I'm just going to mark this for myself here. So, scroll behind loose stone in a castle stair. Okay. Seek the hidden way from my chamber and say to thyself the words from the scroll. So I'm gonna write this down too, just because it's gonna be helpful. Hidden way from my chamber. I'm not gonna be able to read this chicken scratch later, but you know. Say to thyself. Oh, the words from the scroll. So I mean, use it. Okay. Quickly now, ye must leave before the guard returns. Well, not before I take this. You lift the tibia bone from the floor. Whoever the poor soul that this belonged to is getting enough calcium. This is as hard as steel. Die, king! The item does not work. Bullshit! It is a tattered emblem of a raven flying across a field of red. The king said that the barkeeper would know what to do with it. Alright. Goodbye, your highness. Your majesty. Your royal kingliness. What if I go backwards now? How you doing there, buddy? With a shudder, you imagine what the jailer would like to do to you after he wakes up. You decide against returning to the cell. He already did wake up. And he's pissed. Alright, how's this map now? 64. Dungeon stair. Your heart sinks as you see a door blocking your path. Even jumping from this step, you still can't reach the torch. Dude, how short are we? The stairwell connects the castle Gwenethel with the dungeon below. Door won't budge. It's possibly barred on the other side. You sigh with dismay as you finish trying the last of the keys. The door must be barred on the other side to prevent an escape. There must be another way out of this dungeon. Oh, it's magic. You know. This is pretty sturdy. Alright, good. So I can already immediately take off that note that I had from before. But it's fine. It's just good practice of doing that. You wedge the bone under the bent grate and push down with all your might. Something gives way and the grate flies open, just as the bone snaps apart. Of course it does, because why would I be able to keep items in my inventory? Items like that always have like a one use. They use it and then they break. Worthless. The metal grate rests against the bench, leaving a dark hole open in the cell floor. You can hear the sound of rushing water echoing through this cell. Well, I hope we can swim! Oh, Cavern River. Fearlessly, you jump down into the drain, thinking that it can't be any worse than an enraged Minotaur. You fall an indeterminable distance before hitting cold water. Gasping for air, you bob to the surface of a subterranean river. A moment later, you wash ashore, shivering and coughing. You pick yourself up and continue your damp but daring escape. Yeah, daring indeed. You can see a passageway carved out of the rock. At the end, a bucket rests in a pool of water. Maybe the town well? You shiver uncontrollably as you look into the swiftly flowing river. You were never noted for your swimming abilities, and the thought of braving the water again fills you with dread. So we cannot swim. So many game characters cannot swim. An underground river flows swiftly through this cavern. A dim glow illuminates this passageway. Oh, now that's interesting. So it did an arrow, but that doesn't really help determine where it actually goes. Sure, let's get swept away, shall we? Oh, I guess I thought it was gonna get us killed. You can't swim! This damp and dreary cavern is aglow with the light reflected off the water's surface. A waterfall feeds the powerful river behind you. You hear scratching and scuffling sounds coming from beyond this passageway. Sure. The Beast Den! Hello, sir. You have absolutely no idea what this creature is, but it appears to be some sort of mutation straight out of one of your grandfather's famous tales. You vow to take his stories a little more seriously from now on. What you got there? Some money? It's a large hoard of gleaming silver silver farthings that any thief would be willing to kill for. Oh, the beast looks out at you, making you feel decidedly uncomfortable. It can smell the farthing in your pocket. It surely wants to add it to its collection, even if it has to rip you apart to get it. You'll have to take it from my cold, dead hands. With a quick lunge, the hulking beast attacks you, ripping out a good-sized portion of your neck. The beast claims its prize, a shiny new fenling farthing, plucked straight from the cold, dead hand. Shit! You'll have to take it from my cold, dead hand of a genuine fenling. Ha! Thanks for playing Beyond Shadowgate. Series co-creators Dave Marsh and Carl Roloffs. Oh, it's just okay. Just throw our names in there. Now, I'm going to guess that I don't actually need this farthing and I can just give it to him. Or I could take his money! The beast looks at you, decidedly you're uncomfortable. Give me your money! Ah, fuck. Alright, same death, same death. Alright, let's give him the farthing. It's fine. He can have it. I don't know why we need to give it to him, but sure. Here. Take it. I said, take it. I said take it! No! What the hell? Well, what the hell then? I mean, I'm willing to give it up. What do I need one farthing for? What do I give a crap? Oh. Nope. I'm gonna try to leave. Oh, he's chasing me now. The beast is chasing you. Now is a good time to run. No any good jokes? You hear nothing in response. Oh, that's a great one. How about this one? It did the punch at least. With a quick lunge, the hulking beast attacks you, ripping out a good-sized portion of your neck, claims its prize. Okay. No different text for this one, like the Minotaur had a couple of different lines. So I need to lead him. Your feet will not take you there. There we go. Deep waters. Fuck! Drowned in water. Shit. I got an achievement. You can hear the sounds. You guys aren't going to see the actual pop-up, so I'm going to read them out to you. Against your better judgment, you plunge headlong into the river. Circumstances happen much the way you expected as the fast-moving water whisks you away down the tunnel. You are tumbled and bounced against the rough rock walls until you lose consciousness and drown in the swirling waters. Well, at least the beast didn't get me, I suppose. With your failure, evil has prevailed. Alright, we're getting close to time here, but I want to figure this out first. Before we go to the beast, does this just still kill me in the same way? It does. Okay. Which makes me question what I'm supposed to do. Ooh, if I throw the farthing, he'll try to go and get swept away, maybe. That's the most I can think of. Because there's a reason we need to lure him here, right? Here, take it. You pull your lucky fenling farthing from your pockets. The creature stares at the coin as you hurl it into the water. With something resembling a squeal of pleasure, the beast plunges into the swirling waters. It forages along the bottom of the river, looking for the shiny coin. Now, get him from the back! Oh shit! He's ready to go! Cross counter! The creature looks at you with what appears to be a smile. You feel a sinking sensation in your stomach as you guess the creature's intentions. It quickly lunges and starts ripping you apart, hoping to find more shiny coins. Yeah, I mean, I expected that much, but... Alright, so it's gonna kick me back here every time. Oh, no! Hey, wait, what the Oh, he took his money with him! I was hoping I could steal it! Oh, the muted glow of the covering walls reveal the end of the, in the den of a beast. There's nothing else here. Okay, so, can I use him as like a walkway now, or like... Now that he's distracted? With a hop, skip, and a jump, you quickly leap from the beast's back and safely cross the river. Well, this surely is a well. At least it's some sign of civilization. You feel relief as freedom is close at hand. But we're gonna fit one more death in this screen somewhere. The roughly hewn walks? What am I cooking? A walk? The roughly hewn rocks and pool of water signal the depths of a well. You recognize this is the bucket of a drinking well. Pondering for a moment, you suspect townsfolk use this spot as a wishing well, which explains the various coins collected by that creature. Luckily, your ability to climb far exceeds your swimming prowess. This is your ticket to freedom! You can hear the whistling sound of a light breeze coming down the shaft. Sounds of an underground... What if I go back? You think about returning to the dreary cavern for a moment and decide against trying your luck. You'd best get up the well. Alright, fine. Take the bucket. You cannot take it. Just move. No cell can hold me. Escaped the dungeon. After an exhausting climb, your hand grasps the lid of the well as the rope snaps free and falls below. Panting and hanging on for your life, you grab the stone wall with both hands and climb over the lip of the well. You land in the mud with a dull thud, knocking the wind out of yourself. Luckily, no one saw your embarrassing fall. Easy as pie, you gasp, while catching your breath, and thinking there's not a dungeon in the world that can hold you. Looking ahead, you see the city streets expand before you. A sigh of relief escapes you as the sun warms your face. Suddenly, the charge of the king echoes through your mind. Find the seal, expose the traitors, and save our kingdom. Remembering the king's plight, you steel your nerves and step forth into the capital city of Gwenenthal. Your determination to help is strong, an unusual feeling for a Fenling, but you sense you'll end up regretting this decision. Fantastic. And with that, I think that's a good place to stop, because this is Chapter 2 Village, which, before we do that though, please tell me I can go back down the well. You notice the lack of rope and you hear the sounds of the beast you narrowly evaded. Going this way would be unwise. Come on, it wouldn't be a MacVenture game if it wouldn't let me do it though. Yes! Gravity always wins. Fell to your death. Throwing caution to the wind, you dive into the dry well. As expected, your body impacts the rock, like a meteorite. With a spectacular thud, your blood splatters the walls as your bones scatter through your skin. Mistakes were made. With your demise, the land of Cortolin fell to ruin. In a lot of the other MacVenture games, it often would tell you, like, that would be a stupid thing to do. So then the second time you do it, it says, well, you did the stupid thing. So, keeping in line with that, we even got an achievement for it, because that one was, like, very obvious. It's like, hey, the rope snapped, that wouldn't be a good idea, and then you do it anyways, of course, because you have to. So, I think that's a good place to stop this first part here. So, we're just getting started. Again, this is going to be a long game, but you know what? I'm here for it. I've been waiting almost 2 years for this game, so it's finally here. I'm going to enjoy this, and that'll be it for this first part. So in the next video, we'll go ahead and check out the city or kingdom or land or whatever of Gwenenthal, and see if we can find the barkeeper. So I'll see you then.